Right, good evening everyone, welcome back to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Hope you're all well. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, dropping a like on the video to help me reach a wider audience, and any comments or questions you may have, please leave them down below and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. As you can see from the thumbnail, I'm talking about drip again today, so I want to start off by asking you a question. Any of you out there that have got price predictions, please leave them down below. And don't just give an arbitrary comment, just put what you think the price of drip could potentially be in the coming weeks or months and your rationale behind it, just so I can gauge like the sentiment and what's going on in people's heads at the moment, whether they're bullish, bearish, if we think we're going to 10, 20, even $1, whatever you think. But please give a reason behind it, not just some arbitrary number that you've plucked out of the sky, you know, because obviously everyone would like the price to be at $200, but you know, I don't think that's really realistic. So moving on from there, that's just how I wanted to start the video, but I think we should start by looking at the cryptocurrency market, because we've had a very, very good day. The market cap is up to 1.12 trillion. That's the highest it's been for some time now. It's up 4.47% over the last 24 hours. We've got a 24-hour trading volume of $83 billion. Bitcoin dominance currently sits at 42.8%. With Bitcoin, it's at currently $24,500. It was approaching $25,000 earlier, but it's had a little pullback over the last hour. But you know, nothing moves up in straight lines, as I'm sure you all know. The top 10, the only thing that's really changed is that Polygon has flipped Doge. I see Doge dripping out of the top 10 because I think anyone with half a brain knows that it's not really, unless Elon Musk tweets about it, it's worth fuck all. So it's not something really to be worried about. I see Solana pushing its way back up into the top 10 at some point, because that's had a decent run since the FTX debacle. As for the top risers over the last 24 hours, Drip won't be in there because this stuff's not verified. Magic, not something I've heard of. It's got a market cap of excuse me, that was my phone, of $287 million, so it's not a huge coin, but Polygon is the biggest riser of the main coins today. Yeah, pretty much. There's been a few decent rises. It's been a good day across the market. No major gains like for one specific coin, but Bitcoin itself is up. Well, it was up more, but it's up 2.5% pretty much today, which is decent. Moving on to the drip page, it's saying it's up 9%, 9.56%, trading at 39 cents, which doesn't correlate to the DApp. But it never does. But I just go off of the chart and what I can see. So if we zoom out slightly, let's just go on to the monthly. You can see we're still in like fairly good position compared to where we were a few days ago. I'm not saying that things have turned around completely, but you know, it's looking a little bit more healthy. But like I said yesterday, don't let one green candle make you think that you should be FOMOing into something. You want to let the dust settle and see how things are going on moving forward, because this could potentially be a case of buying the rumour, selling the news, because a lot of people are talking about this drip, drop, draw. So possibly people have bought it thinking that the price is going to go up. No news has come out, so let's just get out with a profit. I honestly, I don't know. But I think that could, you know, people could have got in yesterday at a low price with the thought of this news coming out within the next day or so. Latest I'm hearing from watching a few other YouTubers is March. Like I say, anything that the shark's involved in, I'll believe it when I see it. But it is nice to see a bit of decent price action. So what are the comments? If this uptrend keeps happening, this project will eventually make it on the CoinMarketCap top 10 trends. Yeah, right. So many new eyes will be on this project. Once that all happens, fresh capital will always come in. I'm not really sure how to, without a verified market cap and trading volume, I don't see that's going to happen. This bloke's a nutcase. The real Zilla Cuts. Another day of profit, another day of no rug pull, drip baby. It's a lifestyle. The bloke comments the same crap every single day. This bloke as well, Drip is the best platform I've ever seen working since 2 years, and has the best developer, Forex Shark, which he was working on. Can't even make a proper sentence, but that's by the by. He's written that 3 times, but you'll see this. Where is he? I'm not going to find him now. I'm going to make myself look like a twat like I've done in my last few videos, but by the by, dead cat bounce. See, that's easy to say, like even for me. Potentially it is a dead cat bounce, but you never know. Forex Shark sounds like a nerd with a permanent cold. He could do with blowing his nose, but that really doesn't relate to the project. That's just a fairly childish thing to say. I don't go down that route. So where should we go next? Let's go to my app. Right, so yesterday, looking at my paperwork, my faucet was valued at excuse me, $1,326. It's currently worth $1,278. But as I've always been completely transparent. I've done nothing but compound since day one. So what I'll do is hydrate now, just so you know. I'm being straight with you. I've never told you any lies. Nothing I've said has ever been financial advice, but I've always been upfront and honest. And if I've ever been wrong or said something you disagree with, I'm happy to debate it with you. So I've compounded $13.10 there. And that's taken my balance to, drum roll please. Well, this is working well. So my balance is $1,290. So I'm down $70. Because interestingly enough, on the actual app itself, it's saying it's at 42 cents. Yesterday it was up at 45 when I compounded. So it's showing some slight depreciation on this chart anyway, but I don't really pay much attention to that chart. Sorry, I really need to cough. I'm a non-smoker, by the way. This is purely, I've just got this cough that I can't seem to shift, but I'm not going to go on about it. It is what it is. So this is what we're looking at, really. This is where the meat and potatoes of things are. This is where you're seeing the real price action. This is drip on the daily, and I mentioned that we had a divergence from, well, double divergence from a low back there to this low here, and then a low again. So we've had a decent bullish engulfing, outside bar, what else could you call it? An expansion bar even, which has closed and taken out the last 5 or 6 days losses, which is decent. It's not turned things round. It's not really changed sentiment in my eyes, but I can't deny it. It had a decent day yesterday, and it's continued to push up yesterday. But this is why I always tell people to err on the side of caution. If we look down on the 4 hourly, you can see things are starting to flatten off slightly. We've had a red candle, but it is pushing up there. We're out of this parallel channel, and we're still above the 100 and the 50, which, I can't lie, despite the things I've said in the past. That's a decent sign, technically speaking. If we're going down to the hourly, there is slight cause for concern in that if you go to this high here, and then you go to this high here, there is a very clear divergence between here and here. A bearish divergence, that is, but that is, bearing in mind that is only on the daily time, the hourly time frame. You have put a red candle in here. There's been a little dragonfly doji there, so there's indecision in the market there. If you look at all these, sorry, that's a hammer. It's completely upside down. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 hammers in a row. This a down bar. It's almost a bearish engulfing. It hasn't quite taken out the low. More indecision, and it's pushed up again. But the only cause for concern there is this divergence from this high here to this high here, which is playing out because price is depreciating slightly. Which is sometimes why I say it's always best to sit on your hands rather than FOMOing into something. Because a lot of people yesterday were saying, I'm really sorry, I need to have some water. A lot of people yesterday we're saying now it's a great time to FOMO in. You should never FOMO into anything. That's a really foolish and childlike way to invest. What you want to do, you want to have a strategy, and you want to stick to that strategy. I imagine yesterday on the back of I'm on the 4 hourly now. I would imagine around this time people have seen this pump and they've chucked money and they've got, this thing's about to burst. But they've not. They need to zoom out and look at the daily, look at the weekly, and it still doesn't look great. You've had these one pump here, but it's always dropped lower. Do you know what I mean? This isn't anything we haven't seen before. I'm not being negative. I want this project to succeed. I'd like to make money out of it. I'm down. I'm underwater at the moment. Not massively. I don't really care. It's not a huge amount of money. But I'm more concerned, and this isn't me being like, what's the right word? Like sanctimonious or anything. I want this to do well for other people. I'd like to see other people do well out of this, because I know a lot of people have got a lot of money in it, and some of them got money they can't afford to lose. So I'd like to see the shark do something to turn this around, but I don't know when this utility is going to come. But I think I'm going to wrap it up soon. But in conclusion, 2 good days. It's looking like it's slowing down a bit. This momentum can't carry on forever. I'd like to see us push through 50 cents to get a bit more confirmation. Ideally, we'd push through the 50 period moving average there, which is 53 cents. That would give me definite confirmation that we've flipped to bullish. But at the moment, like a lot of people saying, this could be a dead cat bounce. It could be a case of buy the rumour, sell the news. There could be some stuff going on in the background that we're completely unaware of. Certain people buying, people that know something. It could even be market manipulation. We don't know. But all I can say is it's nice to see a couple of green candles. Be very careful who you listen to, even me. I'm completely neutral in this. Even though I'm invested in it, I want the project to succeed, but I'm also a realist, which is why a lot of people don't like what I say. It doesn't bother me. I'll only ever speak the truth. I value my integrity. I can't come in here and tell you that this thing's going to go to a certain price and that you should FOMO into it, because that's never a smart thing to do. That's how people lose money. That's how people get wrecked. In my it's 10 plus years of trading, I've never once blown up an FX account. Never once. There's not many people that have had an FX account and not blown it up. And that comes through discipline, sticking to your rules, sticking to strategies, thinking things through. You've got to, psychologically, you can even just a psychological trick. You can have something sat on your desk, even like a teddy or something, and you can look at it and think, am I doing the right thing here? If I do this now, will I kick myself tomorrow? Will I be thinking, why the fuck did I do that? You really need to pause, take a deep breath before you FOMO into anything. That's just me giving my 2 pence worth. That's just what I think and what's served me well over the years. Don't get me wrong, I've made mistakes in the past. I've been in an FX trade and I've got to take this now. This thing's going to drop like a stone, and lost money. But with the right risk reward, then it's not going to be a problem. So that's just, my thoughts on FOMO into things. Always think, if I do that, will I kick myself? Will I be angry with myself in the future? And if you can do this with anything like this without regret and think that you've made the right decision, even if it doesn't work out, then you can live with that. Then that you're in the right place. So I'm going to leave it for now. I wish you all a wonderful evening. I hope you're all well. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Drop a like on the video. It'll help me reach a wider audience, spread with the old algorithm and whatnot. Like I said, drop a comment down below. I'll answer everything. Leave your price predictions and whatnot, and I will read through them and tell you what I think. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.